Are you ready to stop the self-sabotage and create the life you desire? Well, in order for that to happen, you need to break free from the bad beliefs that are holding your success hostage. You need to optimize the stress by turning it into extra energy for success. And those hurtful habits? Well, we need to give that pain a purpose for progress. Welcome to Stop the Self-Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire podcast. What's one of the quickest ways that you can rush to somebody's assistance when they're hurting, when there's chaos of what to be done next? What's one of the quickest ways you can rush in and wind up killing any empowerment for either of you to move forward? It's by you taking responsibility for their emotional reaction in a way where there's no transfer of authority or transfer of power. What do I mean by that? I mean that you're stepping forward to make everything okay as the hero, but as soon as you accept the hero role, you're actually saying that they need to be a victim and stay stuck and struggling because they can only move forward because of you. And I get that. It's how most of us were conditioned before age 8. What is it that we needed to do? Who did we need to be for someone else to be okay? Our primary caregivers, our teachers, our coaches, and then when we became teenagers, our friends. Who did we need to be accepted by them? But as soon as you adopted that dysfunctional coping mechanism, then you activated what's known as the trauma triangle, where there needs to be a victim, there needs to be a hero, and there needs to be a bully. Now, if you're new to my world, Dawn Ferguson, certified hypnotist, instructor, rapid results coach. I do not participate in mental health therapy as far as what I'm advising you to do. I am giving you suggestions so you can do your own therapy, because I don't want you to be dependent or reliant upon me concerning your success. I want to transfer that authority. I want to transfer that power to you. So welcome to today's training that is what they think of you is none of your business, and how to step out of the victim, hero, bully, trauma triangle. At least how to take the beginning steps of it, because that's the reason why you're rushing in to save people, is because you want to have a connection. You want to have a certain perception. You want them to think about you certain ways. And by the way, the quickest way to control someone is to say, not that I don't like the actions you took. It's, oh, I am going to shame you with a level of superiority that makes who you are wrong. That's the quickest way to try to control someone. And it is a very dangerous place to be for both participants. Okay, so what happens whenever we try to assist someone in a way that we want them to think better of us? Well, then we say, we need to play one of these three roles. We need to be the victim. So if we're coming from that attitude, we want someone to think better of us, then we're saying, you need to come in and you need to save me from this. You need to rescue me from this. I can't do it on my own. And that is correct. We all need assistance, because our original, what's known as emotional wounds, were caused by other people. So we need someone else there to help us move forward. but not from a victim stance. When we're in a victim stance, we say that we can't figure it out all on our own. When we're coming from a victim stance, we say we can't figure it out all on our own and that someone else must take responsibility for us. Well, again, when we're saying someone else needs to take responsibility for us, we're saying that we're not going to be able to move forward, that we're always going to need a hero, and we're always going to need to bargain with life at the expense of ourselves. We're never going to be able to fully step in. And by the way, we all play the victim, all of us. And I'll share with you a moment how I did it within about 2 minutes this morning, fulfilling every single role on this triangle. So the idea is to recognize when you're in the triangle and go, okay, all I'm going to do is continue to perpetuate this cycle and then step off of it to decide what's the best for you. Okay, so victim is I need someone to save me, can't do it on my own, and I'll continue to need people to save me. Then the hero. The hero is when we rush in and we say, yes, you do need someone to save you. You cannot do this on your own. And there's no transfer of authority or power. Transfer of authority and power says, let's work out a system together to make this better. Now, heroes, whenever they start out, that it's going to be dysfunctional because they're coming from a viewpoint of superiority criticism. So the victim can have contempt for someone else. You're doing something that's taking something away from me. And the hero says, oh, yes, I am morally superior in what's going on. And so this is how it has to go. This is the trajectory because no one else knows how to do this. Do not ever put me on a pedestal because I am going to disappoint you and fall off at some point. You put the system and the process on the pedestal. For gosh sakes, I disappoint myself sometimes on a daily basis by my lack of follow through, by my lack of not being able to see what was coming down the road. I disappoint myself because I thought I was better than that. So how in the heck am I not going to disappoint you if you decided to make me your hero? No, thank you. Do not want that role. When you're the hero for others, at some point, you're going to disappoint them. The victim is not going to be happy with your moral superiority and the fact that you were supposed to have this figured out. So guess what's going to happen? That's when they turn you into the bully. That's right. You did what you thought they needed. You did what you thought they were asking for. But at some point, the victim, because they need to try to gain back their power, even in a dysfunctional way, the way they're going to do it is to, at one point, no longer see you as the hero. And instead go, wait, I think you're trying to control me. You're trying to tell me what to do. You're not assisting me with this at all. And now you become the bully. The bully is simply someone who tries to push someone into an identity that they need for them to be okay. That's a bully. A bully says it's not that the actions you're taking are incorrect, it's you're incorrect. I'm here to tell you, shame, not guilt, but shame is the adult version of childhood bullying. Shame says you're broken, you're flawed, and you're so useless that we've got to get rid of you. Okay. So how do we wind up fulfilling all three of these roles all by ourselves? I'll give you a simple example. So my partner Drew, he's off today. I am not. This starts kicks off today a full workload for me. I love the fact that I'm assisting others, but I did have some downtime this morning. So my partner last night asked, hey, could you rearrange some things on your schedule so maybe we can do our morning walk together? We have some paved trails that we do. While I was not thrilled about it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that because I can get very regimented in the system that I move into. But okay, yes. Well, then Drew overslept. And so once I realized that we cannot do the walk, I have negotiated my schedule mentally in a way now I'm not going to be able to do the things I wanted to do. I felt like I was sitting around waiting for him. Okay, I'm in victim. And as you know, when you go into victim, because it's not just about the current moment, you're looking back at the past going, oh, look at all these things that they've done. Oh, this is just one more thing. Okay. And then I decided, no, I will be the hero role, the moral superiority. I could have went in and woken him up and said, hey, it's getting to the point we can't take this walk. But no, the moral superiority. I will let him sleep. And that way nothing will be able to be moved forward like it's supposed to. Because then I slipped back into victim because I knew he would let me down like this. Okay. And then there needed to be the bully. Okay. The bully that whenever he got up, you always do this to me. This is the reason why I shouldn't do my schedules according to your whims. All within about 2 minutes, guys. And then I realized, as I'm saying, I shouldn't have redone my schedule. Whoa. Let's step off the trauma triangle. I made a choice. I made a choice to reschedule things. I also made a choice not to wake him up when he when he overslept. And I made the choice to come from moral superiority and punish him for not going along with who I needed him to be in the moment. Okay. So now what do we need to do as far as moving forward? You want to look for criticism, contempt, and punishment. That is going to let you know that you're in the trauma triangle. There is nothing wrong with, instead of criticism, saying, whoa, wait, that this isn't what I need for me to be my very best. So we can have complaints without criticism. But again, we'll do all of this because we want somebody to view us in a certain way. I wanted Drew to view me last night whenever he was saying, can you redo your schedule? I wanted him to view me in a way that was, I am the loving wife that will do whatever he needs me to do. Yeah. No, what he thinks of me is none of my business. The relationship that we have is my business. And when I do mental relationship bargaining at the expense of myself, that's when I know I am stepping into the trauma triangle. When I do relationship bargaining that he doesn't even know about, or anybody else for that matter. And by the way, keeping silent on things, not telling people what it is, what experience you need to bring yourself out at your very best. And then giving them the space to disagree with you and saying, okay, well, either we can work this out or we can't. But not trying to move them into that forced identity. That's healthy. Not making them what you need to be for you to be okay, but being able to sit with the conflict and say, well, this is their identity. I can choose to participate in it in certain ways, or I cannot. All right. But when you bargain at the expense of yourself, it's because you care more about what they think about you. Do they see you as the hero? Do they see you as the bully and you don't want to be that? Or do you want them to see you as the victim where you have to rush to their side? To step out of the trauma triangle, you need to start looking at what you value and how you want to think about yourself. And quit being so wrapped up in the identity that they need you to be for them to be okay, because that means you will be a chameleon and you will go along with the suggestions and recommendations at the expense of yourself. Okay, so look for criticism, contempt, and punishment. Those are the signs that you've entered the victim, hero, bully triangle. And you got to step out and you got to start looking at choices and say, what do you value about yourself? And that whenever you attack someone's identity, instead of saying, I'm in disagreement with those actions, when you decide to attack their identity, when you decide to heap on all past pains, when you decide that they're always going to be like this and you can't hold the space for them to have a conflicting point of view because they must go along with what you think, now you're playing all three of the roles. And no one is going to be able to move forward because of that. Okay. If you have any questions on this, please give me a comment. If you are one of my podcasters listening to this, jump over to Facebook, look for Health, Wealth, and Happiness, become a member of the group, because I'm asking for your hashtag ahas. I'm asking for your questions. How can we move forward in chaotic times by discovering who we really are, not who we need to be for someone else to be okay? This is the time when we need to claim our own identity, not the herd mentality. And that also means holding the space for conflicting ideas, thoughts, and beliefs. And how do we move together forward in a way that's going to lead progress? Because if we don't understand how to do that, we will continue to reinforce the trauma triangle by holding ourselves back from being our very best because we don't want someone else to feel bad about where they're at. Okay. If you have questions on this, give me a shout out below. I look forward to hearing your insight and learning from you on the steps you're taking to turn your light on even brighter. I look forward to hearing about your brilliance.